this a new one? Testing 1, 2, 3. Test 1, 2, 3, 4. Is the audio good?
Good.
Yours good here. You
Oh,
tell me I know the audio good over you right here. So the last place we was at was on the Hebrew continued, right? We talked about the Assyrians, the Babylonians, and the Egyptians. Their texts. In their texts, they make mention of the Hebrews as like I was saying, as being plunderers, soldiers, outlaws, and mercenaries, even warriors. They were considered a mixed multitude of people. We just read Exodus 12:37 through 38, where it talks about when they came out of Egypt, they came out of Egypt as being a mixed multitude of people, right? And when these mixed multitude of people came out of Egypt, they came out of Egypt with flocks, herds, and even very much cattle, as the scripture says in verse 38, right? So you can see why in the text of the Assyrians, Babylonians, Egyptians, you can see why they said they consider the Hebrews as a mixed multitude of people, because a mixed multitude of people always follow the Hebrews, or these people that's called people that's what?
killers.
No, what is Hebrew?
A plunder.
Yeah. Well, what is the definition of Hebrew? Is what?
A nomad.
A person from place to come that moves around from place to place, right?
Mm-hmm.
Person moves place to place. A person that's crossing over, right? They're passing through, right? So you can see why these civilizations call these people a mixed multitude of people, and not just one people, one nationality of people, because they were not one nationality of people. Can you be a nationality if you're moving from place to place?
No.
You can't be a nationality if you move from place to place, right? So where are they from? They move from place to place. What that mean? They from where?
Everywhere.
They from everywhere, right? You have no set place that you from. You're a person that moves from place to place. You frequently move from place to place. You have no ties or no bounds to no place. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So again, the Hebrew describes a mixed group of people. So these people can be of any. Hold on, think about this now. We just read. Think about this now. We just read that a Hebrew is a person that moves from place to place, that's passing over, that's crossing over. And we just read Exodus 12:37 through 38, and it said when they came out of Egypt, a mixed multitude of people came with them. So I can say that when it comes down to Hebrew, as described as a mixed group, right, of people.
Mm-hmm.
So these people, Hebrews, nomadic people, can be of any ethnicity, race. Y'all ain't following me. So the Hebrews can be of any ethnicity, race. Anybody can be a Hebrew. Anybody, any ethnicity can be a Hebrew. So it was said also that Abraham was a Hebrew, meaning he was a part of those nomadic people, right? A person, people from moving from place to place. Abraham was moving from place to place, right? So Hebrew Israelites, this is a group of people, right? That use the word Hebrew, right? I was taught. I was in the Hebrew Israelite community, right? And we use the word Hebrew as a reference to what?
Nationality.
To a reference to nationality. Nationality meaning what? Citizenship. Where you come from, where you reside, where you from, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in what we just read and what we just learned, this is entirely wrong. This is entirely wrong because an Hebrew is a person passing over, crossing over, person that moves around from place to place. If this is the case, they have no ties to no place. They have no what's it called? Citizenship nowhere. And if that's the case, when a mixed multitude of people came with them out of Egypt, who you think all African Egyptians came out of there too? It said a mixed multitude of people, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So that means some Egyptians left with them.
Yeah.
And these Egyptians, by leaving with them, were considered Hebrews as well because they were crossing over, passing over, moving from place to place with these people. You got me?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's keep going. Let's go back to the PowerPoint. Now let's deal with the Hebrew language. Hebrew language. Now, I just opened your eyes and minds to the word Hebrew and broke it down. Now, as we have decoded the Hebrew word describes an event, what is that event called? Crossing over or what? Or passing through, passing over, right?
Mm-hmm.
Describes an event, move from place to place. How can that refer to a language? Y'all get what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
If Hebrew by word and by an event in action means to pass from place to place, cross over, right? Moving from place to place, how can that refer to a language? What you say?
Different type of language.
So how can it refer to a language? Now, as we look at the original Hebrew, when you look at the original Hebrew, it comes from the Phoenician. When you look at the original Hebrew, it comes from the Phoenician. You can find some of these glyphs in the Hebrew Phoenician, right? Look at this, right? This is what you look at this chart right here. This is what you call the Hebrew alphabet, language, right? In English language, you got A, B, C, D, E, F, G, so forth. But in the Hebrew alphabet, this is what you got. This is what you got. This is what you get. All right? But the oldest or the original Hebrew, it comes from Phoenician. It is not Hebrew, it's Phoenician. You can find some of these glyphs in the Hebrew Phoenician alphabet, in the Egyptian hieroglyphs, as seen in the picture. So look at this. See, this is the Hebrew alphabet. Now look, this is the Phoenician language. Kind of look the same a little bit, huh?
Mm-hmm.
This is the Phoenician language. Now we look at this one right here. Now look what that chart says. It says the comparison of Paleo Hebrew with hieratic Egyptian and ancient Phoenician. In the middle, this middle chart, look what it says. It says the early version of the Paleo Hebrew alphabet. This is what it looked like. This is the alphabet, the language, the alphabet that they use in the middle chart. This is the early version of it, the original version of it, the Paleo Hebrew alphabet. Now, when you come over here to the left, right, where it says at the top the final version of the Paleo Hebrew alphabet. This is after they transformed it, right? This is what you get in the final version of that Paleo Hebrew alphabet. Now, when you go to the right of the alphabets, at the top it got Egyptian. What does that say? They say Egyptian, and then it got the ancient Phoenician, right? And then you got the old Hebrew. Now look how the old Hebrew look just like the ancient Phoenician a little bit. A lot, right? Look a lot. The old Hebrew and the ancient Phoenician look kind of the same, look similar. So look at that. So the oldest, where they got this Hebrew alphabet is from the Phoenicians, right? So the Hebrew alphabet is so-called, the Hebrew alphabet is so-called, right? We saying so-called because it comes from somewhere else. The Hebrew alphabet, so-called, is a language. The Hebrew language or alphabet is a language borrowed from different hieroglyphs from Egypt and from the Mesopotamian region. Because when we looked at all the other lessons that I've done before on this Bible Decoded, when I first started out, I told you about civilization that was here before the Hebrew Israelites. You remember, right? So where do you think they got this language from? Because the Hebrew Israelites wasn't a civilization that was started from the beginning. Just like the Babylonians and just like the Egyptians. So where do you think they got their language from? Same way they got their language, same way they got everything else from. They borrowed from different hieroglyphs, different alphabets to come up with what? With the language that they have. So the word Hebrew, it cannot be a language because it's actually a people moving from place to place. So if that's the case, just like my son said, they should know all type of languages because they move from place to place. They bilingual people, if you will. So your Hebrew Israelite brothers and sisters are entirely wrong when they're using this as a nationality. This is not a nationality. This is not a nationality. This is a group of people moving from place to place, just like a nomadic people that moves from place to place, that's crossing over, that's passing through. All right? Now let's deal with the Israelites. I don't know if let's deal with Israel and Israelite, because I just deal with Hebrew. Everybody understand Hebrew?
Uh-huh.
All right, let's deal with Israel and Israelites. Now, the word Israel comes from Jacob, the son of Isaac, right? Isaac being the daddy, Jacob is the son. And his grandson, the grandson of Jacob, his granddaddy would be Abraham. So Abraham, the grandson, is what? Jacob. So you got Abraham having Isaac, and Isaac having Jacob. And Jacob's name was changed to, everybody say Israel.
Israel.
All right. So let's look at what the word Israel means. But what we do that, what we're going to find out where it means, we're going to go to Genesis 32, 24 through 28. And his name came about when Jacob wrestled an angel. Did that sound realistic? Jacob wrestling an angel. But look at my people. You can just choose what you want to believe. Genesis 32. I ain't here to knock you. Eat what you want to believe, brothers and sisters. Genesis 32, 24 through 28. I'm just here to give you the message. And look at the title. On the screen it says what? Jacob wrestles. He wrestled an angel. We're going to read it. Genesis 32 and 24. Go ahead and read it.
And Jacob was left alone, and there wrestled a man with him until the breaking of the day.
So this man, this angel, wrestled with Jacob until the breaking of the day. Go ahead.
And when he saw that he prevailed not against him, he touched the hollow of his thigh, and the hollow of Jacob's thigh was out of joint.
So this wasn't any type of man. This wasn't any type of man who just touched another man's thigh, and just by touching it, it comes out of joint, right? What man you know today just touching people's thighs and they coming and getting out of joint? I ain't met that man yet. So you know that's got to be a spiritual being, a spiritual man, a spiritual being, an angel that touched Jacob's thigh and put his thigh out of joint. Go ahead.
As he wrestled with him.
Go ahead.
And he said, let me go.
Jacob said, let me go. Go ahead.
For the day breaketh.
Uh-huh.
And he said, I will not let thee go, except thou bless me.
Excuse me, that's the angel telling Jacob, let me go. Because Jacob want to be blessed by the angel. Go ahead.
And he said unto him, what is thy name? And he said, Jacob.
To 28.
Okay. And he said, thy name shall be called no more Jacob.
Thy name shall be called no more Jacob. So that means something about to happen to his name. His name about to be changed. What is his name?
But Israel.
So Jacob's name is no more Jacob, but his name is Israel. Go ahead.
For as a prince has thy power with God and with men, and has prevailed.
So Jacob is no more Jacob, but his name has been changed to Israel. So this is the first place where you get Israel, because Jacob wrestled with the angel, and the angel blessed him and changed his name to Israel. And the angel says something that as a prince has thy power with God and with men, and you have prevailed. So let's type on this Israel and get the meaning of this word Israel. Right? Click on Genesis 32 and 28, because that's what Israel is. And we're going to look for the word Israel right there. And that's what? In Strong's. Strong's what? Israel. Is Strong's H3478. And this is how it's pronounced.
Strong's H3478. Yisrael. Yisrael.
Israel. Right? So H3478, Israel. And what is the outline of the biblical usage? What does that mean? The first one say?
Israel. God prevails.
Meaning God prevails. God prevails. Ain't that what the angel said?
Mm-hmm.
What else said? Keep going.
The second name for Jacob given to him by God after his wrestling with the angel at Peniel.
So God prevailed, right? So let's go to this root word etymology when I showed you earlier, right? Let's click on this H8280. So we pull that up. So you see H8280? We at H8280, and it says what right here? What we looking for? A primitive root. So let's get the name and how to pronounce it from my brother.
Strong's H8280. Sarah. Sarah.
Sarah. All right. And so what does that mean in the outline of biblical usage? Because it's the primitive root. What does it mean?
Contend. Have power.
So that means Jacob has power. God prevails. He prevails. He has power. Go ahead. What does it say?
Contend with.
Uh-huh.
Persist. exert oneself, preserve, qual, to preserve, contend with.
To contend with. He has power. God prevails. He contend with. He's persistent. Right? Now let's look at this word. Excuse me. Let's go back, hit that back button. Now let's go over here because we got L, right? Israel. So to get the L, you go to this one over here, the H410. And that's going to give you the L in Israel. Right? So click that, and that'll give you, see the L? Right? That's, we hit the button right here. H, you see what it says?
Strong's H410. Ale.
El. So that's the word in Israel, right? Now let's see what that means. What that mean in the outline of biblical usage?
God like one, mighty one.
So he a mighty one. So Israel or Jacob is a mighty one. Go ahead.
Mighty man, man of rank, mighty hero.
Mighty hero. So so when we put all this together, when I put all this together, so it means he who rules with authority. So write this down. He who rules with authority, or prince of authority. Didn't the angel call him a prince?
Mm-hmm.
He's a prince of authority. This is the name given to Jacob. Israel, meaning what? He who rules with authority, or prince of authority. So the word of Israel means he who rules with authority, or the prince of authority. This is the name given to Jacob, Israel. All right. My PowerPoint. Now, look here. This is what I got down here. Historically, there is no proof of this event. We're talking about in history. In history, there is no proof of this event. Historically, the name Israel was discovered on the Maranapata Stela, or Maranapata Stele. This was discovered in 1896. You can see that? Discovered in 1896 by Flinders Petrie. This 13th century BCE Egyptian granite monument. Let's look at the monument so you can see what I'm talking about. This right here. This is the Maranapata Stela. Right? This was discovered in 1896 by Flinders Petrie. It is a 13th century BCE. This is an Egyptian granite monument. It provides the earliest certain extra biblical evidence of Israel. So on this monument, it gives evidence of Israel, listing it among Pharaoh's Menapatah's military victories in Canaan around 1207 to 1210 BCE. And on this thing, it states that the land of Israel was laid waste, as shown on the pictures. Right? So the what it gives you in Israel about Israel is that the land was laid waste, right? That the land was no more. That the land was taken over, destroyed. So the historical evidence of Jacob and Israel is what is scarce to today, because the only thing they have on Israel is that the land has been laid waste, has been destroyed. So you see right here on the Mesopotamia stela, it says line 26 through 28 refer to Canaan. On this monument, line 26 through 28 refer to Canaan. The princes are prostrate. This is what it says. The princes are prostrate, saying peace. Not one is raising his head among the 9 bowls. Libya has come to ruin. Haiti is pacified. Canaan has been plundered in every sort of woe, meaning destruction. Ascalon has been overcome. Gezer has been captured. Yanam is no more. Israel is laid waste, and his seed is not. Haru is become a for Egypt. All lands together pacified by the king of Upper and Lower Egypt. Right? So this is the only form of historical evidence that we have of the word Israel. Right? Now let's go to my next slide. Now look at this. The Israelites make up 12 sons of Jacob, right? The Israelites, we just deal with Israel, right? We just deal with Israel. Now we're dealing with the Israelites. The Israelites make up 12 sons of Jacob. Let me ask you a question. Israel is who?
Jacob.
Jacob. Israelites are what? Lights. Or what?
People.
It's 12 sons, right? Israelites. The Israelites make up 12 sons of Jacob. Israel, there has been rare evidence of the 12 tribes in history. So in Israel, there has been rare evidence of the 12 tribes in history as described in the Bible. In the Bible, the time period that the 12 tribes were dividing the land for themselves in Joshua 14:1-5. So let's go read Joshua 14:1-5 and see how these 12 tribes were dividing these lands up for themselves. So let's go to Joshua. What did I say? Joshua 14.
14.
We're going to read 1-5. Because there has been rare evidence of Israel or evidence of the 12 tribes in history as described in the Bible, right? In the Bible, we have, Israelites, we have the Israel, right? What we're going to read now is the 12 tribes which make up the Israelites dividing land up for themselves. Go ahead and read it when you got it.
And these are the countries where the children of Israel inherited in the land of Canaan, which Ezra the priest and Joshua the son of Nun and the heads of the fathers of the tribes of the children of Israel distributed for inheritance to them.
Right? They're going to distribute this land up for their inheritance between the 12 sons. Like if your mom and daddy got something or land or something, right? When they die, they leave their land or leave whatever they have to their kids, right? Normally they leave their land to their kids, and the kids divide they're supposed to divide the stuff up properly amongst themselves, right? So this is what's going on right now. Go ahead.
By lot was their inheritance, as the Lord commanded by the hands of Moses, for the 9 tribes and for the half tribe. For Moses had given the inheritance of 2 tribes and a half tribe on the other side Jordan.
So they see how they divide the land up? Go ahead. Amongst the children, go ahead.
But unto the Levites he gave none inheritance among them.
So the Levites didn't have an inheritance because their inheritance was to the Lord, right? Was to God. That's what their inheritance. They were directly dealing with God, dealing with the Lord. Go ahead.
For the children of Joseph were 2 tribes, Manasseh and Ephraim. Therefore they gave no part unto the Levites in the land, save cities to dwell in, were the suburbs for their cattle and for their substance. As the Lord commanded Moses, so the children of Israel did, and they divided the land.
See, they divided the land. So this is in the Bible where you get the Israelites and the evidence of these 12 tribes in history as far as them dividing the land within the pages of the scripture. But in the Bible, this is an Israel Bible, right? Because it talks primarily about the Israels. It talks primarily about Israel, right? The 12 sons of Jacob, pretty much, right? Now, this was during the time of the new kingdom of Egypt. So when they were dividing this up, the lands up amongst themselves, this was during the time of the new kingdom of Egypt, and that was around 1400 BC. So the time frame that they were dividing this land up between themselves, this is around 1400 BC, and around this time frame, this new kingdom of Egypt was coming on the scene. Now, as there is no mention of the 12 tribes by name, there is mention of the Hebrew, or they will say Habiru, pronounced spelled Habiru, right? This is what the other civilizations would call their name, Habiru, not Hebrew, but Habiru, right? The 12 tribes by name, but there is mention of the Hebrew, Habiru, and again, the mentioning of the Hebrew or Habiru, it was what? Them plundering, them raiding, them taking over land as described in the Aman letters of Egypt and Babylonia. Right? Let's go back to the PowerPoint. So you can see it. So I talked about the new kingdom of Egypt in 1400 BC. And at this time frame, this is when the 12 tribes of the Israelites were dividing up the land, right? And at this time frame, right, in the time frame of the new kingdom of Egypt, that there was no mentioning of the 12 tribes by name. So they didn't mention any of the 12 tribes by name, right? Like we know some of the 12 tribes, right, to be Benjamin, Judah, right, Issachar, so far on and so forth, right? But in this new kingdom of Egypt, there is no mention of the 12 tribes by name, but there is mention of the Hebrew or Habiru, right? And how they mention the Hebrew or Habiru, one and the same, right? They classified them as plundering. They were plundering, raiding. We went over the definition of plundering, right? So go back. Plundering, raiding, taking over the people land, right? Taking over the land as described in the Amarna letters of Egypt and Babylon. So what are the Amarna letters of Egypt and Babylon? This is what it means. It is a collection of over 350 ancient diplomatic clay tablets. So this is what it looks like. So look at it. So that's the dividing of the land, right? Sorry about that. That's the dividing of the land. Each tribe, each 12 of the sons got a piece of this land that you see on this map, right? That's that Joshua allotment of the land. So if you read Joshua 13 through 9 and chapter 13 through 19, you will see them divide the lands and how they went about doing it. All right? So the big below letter, these are son names. So you got Asher, Naphtali, Manasseh, Zebulun, Issachar, Manasseh, Gad, Reuben, Simon, Judah, Benjamin, Dan, Ephraim, right? So this is right here is the Amarna letters of Egypt of Babylon, right here. And they, as you see, they got it. What you call it? Boarded off, right? They got it a statue inside of a museum, right? This is the Amarna letters of Egypt and Babylon. And so on this thing right here, right, it's a collection of over 350 ancient diplomatic clay tablets dating to the mid 14th century BC. Reigns of Amenemhat III and Akhenaten found at Tel El-Amarna in Egypt. Right, those are Egyptian kings, right? Amenemhat III and Akhenaten right? The land of Canaan was under control of the Egyptian pharaoh of the new kingdom at that time. Again, there is no mention of the 12 tribes during the new kingdom of Egypt. But that's strange, right? Why would there no mention of these 12 tribes? Right? Did these Israelites or these Israelites go into Egypt?
Yeah.
The Israelites went into Egypt. So how do they not have a record of these Israelites inside of Egypt? Right? Egypt. Now the new kingdom of Egypt, where they would have had a record of when they had a record of nationalities in there.
Yeah.
Do you not think they kept a record of their nationalities? Yeah. They would have had a record of nationalities of people at that time, and they do not mention any of the 12 tribes. They mention none of the 12 tribes. But they do mention the Hebrews, which is not a nationality, but just a nomadic people moved from place to place. So on this statue, it talks about the Hebrews, but not Israelites. Not now name of the Israelites is on this thing. But what you see is the name Hebrew, which is what? A mixed multitude of people moved from place to place, a group of people. Now let's go to Israelites continue. Oh, I went too far.
Yeah, it's back.
It's right there. Israelites continue. Now, look at this right here. Israelites continue. The Hebrews are mentioned in the Assyrian text, but no mention of the 12 tribes. So even in the Assyrian text, there is no mention of the 12 tribes, but the Hebrews are mentioned. The closest proof of at least one of the tribes of Israel can be verified on the black obelisk of Israel. I'm sorry, what I showed y'all earlier, delete that. This is the black obelisk. This image right here. I'm going backwards. I'm not going forwards.
Are you going backwards or forward?
I'm going backwards. Excuse me. Now this is the black obelisk. I'm sorry about that. This is the black obelisk. This is not the letters. The letters are tablets. Excuse me. What I read earlier about the Amon letters, those are tablets. Now this is the black obelisk. Excuse me about that. Excuse me. So this image we got right here is the black obelisk of Assyria. I'm going to tell you what that is, but I want to clarify this. This is not the Amon letters. The Amon letters are tablets. This is what we showing on the screen. You got this image on the screen.
Yes, sir.
This is the black obelisk, right? Now in Assyria, no, excuse me. There is proof of at least one of the tribes of Israel, and that tribe is Judah, right? And that tribe, Judah, is on this black obelisk of Assyria. Now, the black obelisk is a 6'5" tall black limestone monument. So this is the black limestone monument, and it stands about 6'5" tall. It is a black limestone monument, as you see on the screen, from the Neo-Assyrian period, from 1825 BC. It is discovered in Nimrud, Iraq in 1846. Commissioned by King Shalmaneser III to celebrate 31 years of military campaigns. It features reliefs and cuneiform texts depicting foreign nations paying tribute, most notably featuring the earliest known surviving image of a biblical figure, King Jehu of Israel. Yes, sir.
What slides that you just read?
This is the back. This is this slide right here. This is what I'm reading right here.
Oh, okay.
Right. So that black obelisk stands 6.5 foot tall. It is a black limestone monument from the Neo-Assyrian period. Right. It is commissioned by King Shalmaneser III. Right. It features reliefs and cuneiform text depicting foreign nations paying their tribute. Paying their tribute to who? Paying their tribute to the king, King Shalmaneser. Right. On the black obelisk, it shows the tribe of Judah going into captivity. And it shows the king Jehu, a Judean king, Judean king, right? Bowing to the feet of the Assyrians. So this is proof of at least the tribe of Judah. Look at this. Right here, what you see right here. Him going into captivity. And these are the Syrians standing around and he's bowing down to them. So this is what's on the black obelisk. This is only proof that we have of this one tribe, Judah, going into captivity that exists. Now, does that mean that these tribes don't exist? No. But in the history, this is on the evidence that's being shown that this one tribe exists.
So anyway, if I want to be a part of the tribe of Judah,
I guess so. Maybe so.
I guess.
So this is, again, this is the black obelisk right here. You see that? Pull up that image. Pull up that image. This is the black obelisk. And on this black obelisk, this is what it shows right here. This is one part of it shows when they're dealing with the Israelites, right? Judah, one of the Israelites of the sons of Israel, being the Israelites, is Judah. And this is Judah right here, bound down to the feet of the Syrians, about to go into captivity. And this is Judah, the Judean king, bound to the Syrians as they finna go into captivity. According to Osby, right? According to Osby, Israel represent, we almost done. I don't think we're gonna get the other part. According to Osby, Israel represented an oral tradition. Right? Let's go back. According to Osby, Israel represents an oral tradition. What is an oral tradition? Oral tradition is what you see in the white. It is the spoken, sung, or recited transmission of cultural knowledge, history, myths, and value across generations, often serving as a primary means of maintaining cultural identity. All right? Huh?
I told you that.
What?
I told you it was a tradition.
Yeah.
But I was talking about the feast was a tradition.
Yeah. According to Osby, Israel is represented as an oral tradition. Now, Israel equals oral, right? Oral, what we just read. So let's go to Osby, book 28, God's book of Esther. 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 We're going to read chapter 10. We're going to read chapter 10. We're going to read chapter 10, verse 8. And then we'll skip down to verse 10 and 11. So we're in the book of Osby, dealing with the oral, I won't say that. Dealing with the Israelites, right? Which were dealing with oral traditions, right? We're still talking about the Israelites, but we're reading that in the page of the Osby Bible. And we just seen that the Israelites deal with oral traditions. And so let's read the Osby and see what it talks about, what it's saying. Huh? All right, go ahead and read it. Verse 8.
Regarding the faithists of Western Arabia, who, for the most part, call themselves Israelites.
What they call themselves?
Israelites.
So we still talking about Israelites because these people call themselves Israelites. Go ahead.
Suffice
Suffice.
it to say that the two branches still remain.
What two branches? The Israelites and Judah, right? Israel and Judah. The two branches. Israel and Judah, right? Huh?
Yeah, I said they put themselves together.
Yeah. Suffice it to say that the two branches still remain. So when it talks about these two branches, because Israel and Judah was split, the tribe of Israel was split, right? The tribe of Israel was split into Israel, and then the other part was Judah. You understand? So that's why I say these two branches still remain. The two branches is what? Israel and Judah. And when you put both of them together, they make up the tribal, they make up what? They make up the whole entire, they make up what? Israelites, right? They make up Israelites or Israel. Yeah, that makes sense? So Israel went into captivity. Let me say this. Israel, when it says two branches still remain, Israel went into captivity, right? They were cut off. So some of Israel lived on the top part, the north part, and the other part lived in the south part, right? The top part is considered Israel, and the south part is considered Judah, right? So that's the reason why it says the two branches were cut off. Go ahead.
Those who lived under the oral law.
Okay.
And those who lived under the written law.
So you still got two branches. You got one that lives under the oral law and one that lives under the written law. Go ahead.
The latter were called Leviticans.
That
is, hangers on, and of imperfect flesh and spirit.
So these Leviticans is where your priests come from, right? These are where your priests, your rabbis, all these is right there. These are men of God, the preachers, right? These come from the Leviticans. They come from the Leviticans, the priest, the pope, all that right there. They come right there from Leviticans because they work closely with God, the Lord. Okay? So, but I'm pulling from that the Israelites. We talking about Israelites, right? So let's skip down to verse 10 and 11. Verse 10, what does it say?
As for the Oralites, so-called.
Oralites, what does so-called mean? When you hear somebody say so-called? Junior?
It means like what people say.
What people say?
Yeah.
Yeah, but what does that mean though?
It means like another, like just gonna say like another name or something.
Isaiah?
They're being sarcastic.
They're being sarcastic?
Say that.
Right? Meaning that it really don't mean that, right? So as for the Oralites, so-called, right? Go ahead.
Because their doctrines and teachings were secret and only spoken, being taught orally, man to man and woman to woman.
So their teachings was kept secret, and they taught orally, man to man, woman to woman. Go ahead.
They were non-resistant, and they owned nothing.
So these Oralites, they didn't own nothing. They taught orally. They were teachers were kept secret. Doctrines and teachings were kept secret. Go ahead.
Giving all things to the rabbi for the public good.
Giving all things to the preachers for the public good. The rabbi ain't nothing but the preachers. Right? These are modern day preachers and pastors. Go ahead.
Their practice was love and harmony. Doing righteously in all things. And trusting in Jehovah.
Go ahead.
Whom they worship under the name Eloah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
All the prophets and seers were born of the Oralites.
So in our Osprey, it considers the Israelites as what? They consider them as Oralites because they did what? They kept what? They kept oral what?
Oh, oral teaching.
Oral traditions. They kept oral traditions. So don't that make sense? Oral, they keep the oral traditions, so they call them what? Oralites. Right? Verse 11.
And so great was the spiritual power of the Oralites.
So they had great spirit. They had great spiritual power. Go ahead.
That during all these hundreds of years, the 6 million faithists had lived without kings or governors, but existed as a multitude of communities.
But existed as a multitude of communities. So they wasn't, according to Osby, they were considered Oralites and not Israelites. Right? Israel equals oral because they follow oral traditions. Right? So here is the description of Israelites in the Osby, what we just read. They are referred by what? Israelites are referred by what in the Osby? As Oralites, because they are followers of oral traditions. And what is an oral tradition? Oral tradition is the spoken, sung, or recited transmission of cultural knowledge, history, myths, and values across generations, often serving as a primary means of maintaining cultural identity. So let me think about this. This makes more sense than Jacob wrestling an angel and getting his name changed to Israel, right? Which one makes more sense to you? You ask yourself the question. Which one makes more sense? Does it make more sense for Jacob to be wrestling with the angel and the angel touch him on the thigh, put his hip out of joint, and tell the angel to bless me, and the angel called his name Israel after wrestling?
No.
Or does it make more sense to call them Oralites because they follow oral traditions? Oralites because they follow oral traditions. That's what they do. Why you have to make up strange stories? Because people want to hear strange things. They want to hear far-fetched stuff. They want to hear spooky stuff. But nobody ain't questioning this stuff. Right? So which one make more sense? Jacob wrestled with the angel and changing his name to Israel, where we have no verification of this in history, but we do have verification of oral tradition. Go look up oral traditions in Google and Google that and see what comes up. As Google, do Israel follow oral traditions? It's gonna tell you yeah. Right? And here, this is the description of the so-called Israelites being followers of oral traditions and labeled Oralites. This is probably the reason why Israelites ain't in none of their civilizations history, because they weren't called Israelites. They were called Oralites. And also they kept records of them being called what? Hebrews, which is not a nationality, but a what?
A group of people who move place to place.
From place to place. So when you're talking to people now, you can't tell people, what's your nationality? You Hebrew Israelite. No, because Hebrew is not a nationality. Hebrew just means the person that moves from place to place. But what you can tell people is, hey, you can tell people Hebrew, but it ain't your nationality. Yeah, you move from place to place, you done crossed over, you done went through some things, you done went through some places, right? That can be true. But that Hebrew is not a nationality. That's not a nationality. You got me? How long have I been live?
I don't know because when it stopped and started, but from it stopped and started, say 54 minutes.
Okay. All right. Everybody got any questions about this? This was Bible Decoded Part 9, the Hebrew Israelite. Anybody got any questions?
You said that Pharaoh, the Pharaoh that was like something that was like ruling over the kingdom at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what that pharaoh name was?
Amenemhat,
Who?
Amenemhat the third, I believe. You trying to write it down?
No, I just wanted to know.
Yeah, Amenemhat. I don't know if that's how I pronounce it. Amenemhat the third, and Akhenaten.
Yeah, sure.
Anybody questions here live? Nobody online?
Yeah, Chris did big on live, but
No questions?
no questions at the moment.
Alright, I'm gonna do this. Y'all good? How my good people is? Everybody good? Let's do this real quick. Free speak. Free speak. Black History Month. Free speak. If anybody wants to speak on it, they can speak on it. Free speak. Black History Month. Every February, for the whole month is Black History Month. Every February is considered Black History Month. This is a free speak. And
Plus every
Black History Month,
no free speech.
free speak. Anybody you can speak on. Everybody's open to the public, free speak. Every February of every year is Black History Month. First of all, black shouldn't even be in the title of it because we not black. We look at our skin color, we copper colored people. Brown skin, caramel skin, right? People. So it should not be called Black History Month from the jump, right? And as I come into the knowledge of what we've been coming into teaching, even when I was in the Hebrew Israelite community at that time, this February and this so-called Black History Month is, man, I hate to say it, but I just hate for this thing to come about every month. Every month you have a whole month to think about what your people, what your people done went through, what they had to undergo, all the killing that took place at this time. All these things come about, right? Then they pop up with the images popping up. They killing babies, feeding them to alligators, whipping and putting chains on the people's neck. Right? It did it happen? Yes, it did happen. Right? We did. Our people did go undergo the bad. What's it called? A devastating time. Would you say
I said traumatic.
a traumatic time? Right? And And we do realize that a lot of people have made money off of it. A lot of people have uh, generational wealth behind it, right? And then we do realize also that people will say that well, your people need to work hard, or they need to do this, or they need to do that, right? But the situation ain't the same for everybody,
Right.
right? Situation ain't the same for everybody. The I don't want to say everybody, but the white people have having a lot of what's the word say? A lot of wealth from that, right? And even though they, what I'm saying, you might say that I wasn't a part of it, but you still accumulating that wealth, them generational wealth that you got from that slavery, right? That you got from slavery. I mean, unless you say that, hey, you're going to, you don't want no part of that. I don't want this or I don't want that. Or I'm going to give it back to the where it need to go to the black community. Then you still a part. You in reality, you still a part of it. You still a part of it. You know, these are things that really took place. the beating of black peoples and things like that, even the murderers, a lot of murders, right? But every month I just hate it. I never talked about it because I just hate to talk about this stuff, right? And it's a simple fact is, if you keep bringing it up, you keep bringing a situation up to in a person's face, right? You trying to, you know, what's the word say? You trying to forgive. Let me ask you a question. How can you forgive if somebody just keep bringing it up and bringing it up and bringing it up every time, bringing the situation up every time and every time? Wouldn't that make you frustrated? I'm trying to forget it and let it go, and going on about my life. But every time it comes up, you bring it up into my face. So that's the same thing with Black History Month. Yes, it's got to be talking about it, but there's also got to be a part of uh, forgiving, right? But not forgetting
Right.
because you don't want to make the same mistakes, right? Because you can easily make the same mistakes, right? If you just act like it just didn't happen, right? Because it did happen, but you want to forgive and you want to let it go. But how can you let it go when you got a whole month of this thing revolving around, right? You got a whole month of this thing circulating around. This kind of like putting the talk. This is kind of like I talked to my wife. This is kind of like reliving it. It's kind of like reliving it. You got a whole month to think about it and talk about it and see images and pictures. Now, if you was an insane person and not in your right mind and you seen these images and all this, you would be like, man, they did this to my people. I'm gonna kill them. I'm gonna kill them. This free speech. Anybody can speak. Anybody can speak. But you got a whole month to think on these things with images and all these things that's going on. You trying to forget it, but you bringing it back every month. You got a whole 29, 28 days to think about these things.
It's like, you have to realize or see like who's bringing it back because I mean, yeah, you may have some people be like, man, I don't want to rehash this. I don't want to relive this. I don't want to think about this. But then you got some people, some melanated people like, hey, I want to talk about it. I want to be recognized. We went through this. This is our reality. This is our story. So, some people think that, it's important to, have that month to talk about it. But like when we was talking, like I was saying, like, it shouldn't be like that 1 month. Oh, well, this the month gonna be Black History Month. It's all about the black people. We're gonna talk about everything they went through. No, you should always teach about like the history, not just Black history. And it shouldn't be Black history because you're not a black person. You're melanated, right?
Right.
So you should be able to teach your history. Like you should want to learn your history, know where you come from, where you've been through, what's the backdate, but not just 1 month of knowing, hey, this is what happened to us, and it shouldn't always be about the bad. It shouldn't like beating
But what
your
is it
mind.
about?
This
It's
is what
always
you've
about the
been
bad
through,
though.
right?
It's
Yeah,
always about the bad. It ain't nothing
it
about
is.
the good. It's always about the negativity and the bad stuff that took place. It's never about anything that's good,
True.
right? And there's a lot of things that's good that came from our history. A lot of things that was created and built on the hands of the copper color skinned people,
Right.
right? The melanated skinned people, right? So it not yes, slavery was a crucial time and a devastating time at that time, but you keep reliving it and keep talking about that stuff, man, you ain't gonna never forget it. And that's a lot of people, and the people that's on the street corner, man, them people ain't forgetting it. They mad. They telling the folks to kiss their bootstraps. That they gonna be their prisoners. But that's not the way to be living.
Right. Right.
So how good is how better is that for you to, man? No, you're not supposed. you want to enslave somebody.
That tit for tat, right?
And the creator says the vengeance is his, right?
Right.
So you trying to play the creator. But all I'm just saying, I just hate this time of the month because every month we wanna do this Black History Month, and I gotta tell my wife, we talking about these things. Everybody want to get on the podcast and talk about it, but where is the solution at?
Right.
Like, where is the solution? Because yes, racism is real and it still exists amongst the people, right?
Right.
It still exists, and they still people are still being killed, right?
And it's
But
not
what
just
is the
the
solution?
melanated people either.
Right.
I mean, not melanated people against like the Gentiles or nothing. Like, we could be the biggest racist people and we don't see it. We just see the other people. Oh, they racist towards me, or they feel some type of way towards me. But in your mind, in their mind, they probably some white people don't think like that and they don't move like that. And they trying to move past that, but you thinking that way, and you start being racist towards them, but you don't see yourself. You just see what other people are doing, which is not right itself.
Yeah, racism is racism all across the board.
Right.
You know, so like you just said, when we're talking about racism, um, we racist to each other. Like I heard a post Kevin Gates was saying something about about when they was talking about what's the thing they they want to do
Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter, and he was like, well, who do Black Lives Matter? Because we kill each other every day. Right. And so, if we want to be in this melanated community that we live in, right? If we want better, we got to start doing better toward ourselves, toward our own people.
Right.
And in my life of living, I've noticed that I have the other nationality, or the Caucasian, or the white race, right, have done me better than my own people have. They just being truthful.
Very true.
They just being truthful. And if we want better for ourselves, we got to start doing better by each other.
Right.
How can we expect for other people to treat us right when we treat each other like dogs each and every day, right? Each and every day, right? Do that take away the fact that yes, that they killing us on the street? No, they don't take effect. But if we want better, we killing each other on the street every day as well. So you know what I'm saying? So why we turn around and get mad at somebody else for doing it? Or because it ain't your race, so it's all right for you to kill your people, but it's come on, man.
Right.
We got to get over the whole racism thing, this whole Black History Month. I don't even think it shouldn't even be a Black History Month for the month of February. If you want to talk about your history, talk about it throughout the year, like you said.
Right.
But as far as picking up a month and say, hey, this Black History Month, and knowing it for the whole world to see, you kind of putting a target on your back.
Right.
You kind of put a target on your back because everybody know what this is Black History Month. This is Dr. Martin Luther King Day. Like,
right.
What we got going on here?
What are we accomplishing?
What have we accomplished? What have we come? What has Black History Month accomplished? This free speech. You can speak. What have Black History Month accomplished? Over all the many years that they have established this month to be Black History Month for the whole month, what have it accomplished? What have it done?
Right.
They still killing folks. That's why I said, what is the solution?
No problems, no solution.
But we get up on here on these podcasts and we want to talk about this and talk about that, about this Black History Month, all these things. But it has not did nothing. They need to just take the Black History Month away. That's my take on it. Right? I don't know how anybody else can take it. This free speak, but y'all can speak on your own. People on live, y'all can comment in the comment box or whatever the case may be. But it's just a free speak, and you ain't got to agree with what I'm saying, right? And you might not agree with what I'm saying, but we all got our take on it, right? But it just frustrated me. Every you got the whole month to see these images come up on your people, getting this done and getting that done to them. You get frustrated and bothered about all this stuff, man. It make you want to go do something. Like it really do. So that you trying to forget it, you trying to let it go. You trying to be a forgiving person, right? Go ahead. You want to say something?
Um, I feel like,
Whatever you be scripture then.
yeah.
Because my solution is no, whether it's, I don't know if it's ever gonna change, really. Like I'm telling my wife, I don't think racism. I don't know if it's going to change or if it will change. With that being the case, because the reason why I say that because you always have. Let me say this: racism has to be taught. Hate
Right.
has to be taught. No child wakes up or come out the mother womb and say, "Oh, I'm just gonna hate these folks. I'm just gonna hate this. I'm just gonna hate that." No child does that. You have to be taught to be racist or to hate another person. Children only see what their parents do and what their people that they're around do, and that's what they do, right? And so if you keep on teaching it and demonstrating this racism, this prejudice, right, then the next generation gonna be what? Racist and prejudiced. And so in order if you want to do better, you gotta wing out all this the racist people. In order for that to happen, you have to wing all the racist people out and get a new generation to come in here. That haven't been taught to be like that, right? But as long as people is teaching these racist acts and these prejudice acts, it's always gonna be racist and always gonna be prejudice, right? So let's look at this scripture. Uh, I got a bunch of KJV, King James Version scripture because I know a lot of people, they believe the Christian way. So, what better way than to use the Bible for this case, right? Matthew 5:46. Let's go read this real quick. And let's just go through it a little bit and let's just roll through just come to these scriptures a little bit. But we trying to you want to be you want to kind of get over this stuff and get through this whole situation because I don't think just because it's Black Christian Month that anybody treating you any better. If they were treating you wrong, they ain't nobody treating you no better because it's Black History Month. Is that happening? I don't think it's happening. So that's what I'm saying. But we are all supposed to be. We all black, white, no color. What color we are? We all supposed to be. We all brothers and sisters. First of all, and we all supposed to be loving to each other. Matthew 5:46. When you got to go ahead and read it. And this is a big scripture right here. You got to take this into consideration, right? Matthew 5:46. What did it say?
For if ye love them which love you, what reward have ye?
What reward have you if you just love everybody that love you? And I've talked about this before, right? And I ain't saying we all on different levels, we all on different pathways. Ain't nobody up here trying to be act like they holier than not, right? We all got to be real with ourselves, right? Yes, we sit here and we gonna teach the word. We gonna teach the word. We gonna try to live the word the best of our ability, right? But we not saying that we perfect and we holding out and everybody got everything together. That ain't the case, right? Because we all got some things that we still working on, right? But the scripture said what the scripture said. We're all looking for a reward. Everybody want to go to heaven, but we should be striving to get better. That's the case. We should be striving to get better and do better each and every day. The scripture said, "For if you love them which love you, what reward have you?" And I ain't just talking about, I'm not just talking about black and white situation. I'm talking about whoever your enemy may be, whoever you dealing with, all ethnicity of people. Right? This is just not a black and white thing. I'm just talking about you loving people just love you all across the board dealing with people. What kind of reward you think you're gonna get with just loving people that love you? That's easy. But it's hard to love somebody that don't love you. That's a bigger reward to love somebody that don't love you. And you gotta think about it. It would assume that people don't love the Creator. Because sometimes we don't do what He tell us to do. What we supposed to do, what we know to do. For if you love them which love you, what reward have you? Go ahead.
Do not even the publicans the same?
Do not the public do the same thing? Leviticus 19. Let's just read a couple of scriptures. This is just my take on free speak of this Black History Month situation. Like I said, I never did nothing. I'm not finna pull up. If you're looking for some images to be popping up on this screen and stuff like that, then I'm not finna do that. I'm not finna do that. What kind of mindset am I putting you in when you seeing these evil or these wicked deeds of things that's going on, these pictures going on, right? I'm supposed to be helping you to get better, not encouraging you to go out and find a find a white man and beat him to death and do what he did to you. Come on, man. Yeah, not to be provoking, right? Thank you. Not to be provoking. I'm supposed to encourage you, not provoking you. Go ahead, Leviticus 19:17 through 18. What they say?
Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart.
We all brothers and sisters. We ain't supposed to be hating. The white people ain't supposed to hate the black people. Black people ain't supposed to hate the white people. The solution is like I said, the KJ. We read the KJV Bible. We just don't read things that we know ain't true. They're just simple. We read King James, but we don't read things that's not true. Right? But I told you the King James Version Bible got stuff in there that you can take from it. They can help you through anything, really. Right? We all brothers and sisters. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart. Go ahead.
Thou shalt anywise rebuke thy neighbor.
But what you supposed to do, no matter your ethnicity, you supposed to correct each other. Go ahead.
And not suffer sin upon him.
And don't suffer sin to come upon your brother or your sister. Go ahead.
Thou shalt not avenge.
But what we want to do, we want to go avenge. And that's what I'm saying. When I sit up here, put all these pictures up here, I can find so many pictures. You can find so many pictures to put up here. But what am I doing but provoking you to hatred? Provoking you to wrath. How is this purifying your mind? How is this making you a better person? The vengeance belongs to the Creator. Look here. I want you to think about it. If you've been here for a while and you hear me do lessons, I want you to think about what kind of mindset. See, you ain't got to avenge nothing. Right? You ain't got to avenge nothing. It ain't going to take care of itself. What kind of mindset do you think whenever them people, whenever slavery went on, because let me let you know a little secret. Black people were slave owners as well.
Mm.
We all come on, we on both sides both sides of the fence. We all done been. Every nationality probably done had a slave. You know, ain't nobody innocent. So, if you was a slave owner, right? You was a slave owner, and you died, and you had slaves, and you mistreated your slaves, right? What you think that them slaves? What you think the condition of them slaves when they die is? Think about it. They spirit gonna go on, right? And they spirit, when they get into the spirit world, they can be literally what? Huh? They spirit can be really literally doing what to each other? What can it? Huh? Vengeance, right? Like this, when I'm telling you what I'm talking about, you never know. If you go read this old Oscar book about the afterlife and the spirits after death, and those that died being murdered, being killed, died in the war, died in war. And go look at their spirits and how their spirits reacted. It says, "Do not avenge." Go ahead.
Nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people.
He said, "Don't even bear a grudge against the children of thy people. Don't hate the people, the children of thy people." Go ahead.
But thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. I am the Lord.
I am the Lord. Skip down to verse 33. Go ahead.
And if a stranger sojourns with thee in your land, ye shall not vex him.
You should not vex him. You should not make him mad. But we got a lot of this going on. We got a lot of this going on. It's everywhere. Go ahead.
But the stranger that dwelleth with you shall be unto you as one born among you. And thou shalt love him as thyself.
We supposed to be loving each other as ourselves, man. Every ethnicity. We all belong to the Creator. Go ahead.
For ye were strangers in the land of Egypt. I am the Lord your God.
I am the Lord your God. Go read that Deuteronomy 10. Go read that Deuteronomy 10. Let me see if I want to put that up. So the next one I got is Deuteronomy 10 and 17. Let me see if I want to read that one. You can read that Deuteronomy 10 and 17 on your own. But let's go read 2 Chronicles. This free speech, Black History Month. Anybody got something online to say about it? Like I said, I normally don't. Oh, that was the right thing.
2 Chronicles 9:17. Or 1 Chronicles.
I don't know. I think first one. That ain't Chronicles. Is that Chronicles or Corinthians?
Corinthians.
Let me see. That might be Corinthians.
Corinthians don't have a 9 and 17.
You say Corinthians?
2 Corinthians 9 and 15 go to 15.
Oh. What the word I put that on?
Well, I can't spell.
Yes, it's Deuteronomy or something.
Can't find it. Let's go to we'll come back to that. John 13:34.
You said who?
John chapter 13 through 34.
Um, be careful. Deuteronomy 4:9. Be careful. But watch out. Be careful. Never forget what you yourself have seen. Do not let the memories escape from your mind. With that one.
Oh no, I don't think that was
Okay. Anyways, you said what?
John 13 and 34. John 13:34.
So now I am giving you a new commandment. Love each other. Just as I have loved you, you should love each other.
To love each other. Love each other. But there's so much hate going on, so much racism going on, so much people being pressured to each other going on. But everybody love God.
Mhm.
Everybody love God, man. Okay, see, well, that's good. Okay, that's good. Let's go to First John. Let's read this one. First John 3. Everybody, I don't. This is what I'm gonna understand. How everybody loving God, but we still got all this racism going on. So I got to understand. I'm trying to understand this. All this pressures going on, all this hate going on, but everybody was loving God. Everybody say they love the Creator, but we got all this stuff going on. Somebody lying. Somebody serving somebody else. Somebody ain't serving the Creator, because this should not be happening. First John 15 through 16. What they say?
Anyone who hates another brother or sister.
Hold on, you in King James? You in KJV? Or you in a different Bible?
I'm in LLT. I'm sorry. Change. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Anyone who hates
Whoever.
hold on. I have to
Whosoever.
start over. I have to push the arrow button. 1 John 3:15, right?
Yeah.
Alright, my bad. Whoever hateth his brother is a murderer.
So if you oh man, that's powerful. He said whoever hated his brother is a, and that's the thing about it. I'm trying to figure out, do the people really know what they hating about? What is you hating about?
Mm-hmm.
What is you hating a certain people about? Why are you hating each other for? Whoever hated his brother, he said, is a murderer.
Mm.
He said you was a murderer. Go ahead. What does it say?
And ye know that no murderer hath eternal life abiding in him.
So if that's the case, a murderer don't have eternal life, then why are we hating? Because he's saying the hate is the same, is strong just like murder.
Mm.
But everybody want to go to heaven. And all the preachers, they putting people in heaven when they die. And they know they are murder. They know they weren't no good. They know they would hate. How is this possible? 16, yeah.
So isn't hating your brother or everybody your brother? Isn't hating your brother the same as hating yourself? So if you say you hate their eyes, don't you got eyes too? Or if you hate some part of their body, don't you got the same part?
Yeah.
So if that's like you saying you hating yourself?
No, not really.
How not?
Testing. Huh?
How not?
Because that's a total individual. That's a total individual. So when you to be hating somebody, that don't mean that just because you hate that person, that don't mean you still can love yourself and be hating to somebody else. Be hateful to somebody else.
But God do say, how can you love him whom you never seen and hate your brother whom you see every day?
See, that's something totally different right there. But we're gonna read that though. But they're two different. A person that I can see what you're saying, but we're not entangled like that. We as a people not entangled like that. Is into the fact of saying that if I hurt you, I'm hurting myself. It should be like that, yeah. It should be like that. If I hurt you, I'm hurting myself. But we ain't doing that because we can hate you today and be loving to. We can hate you forever and be loving to ourselves forever. And see no wrong that we doing, but we see all the wrong that you doing. And then turn around, we're gonna treat ourselves good. But it should be like that, yeah. If I do you wrong, I'm doing myself wrong. But we ain't people don't look at it like that. Go ahead. We don't. We really pretty much don't care either. Go ahead.
Hereby perceive we the love of God, because he laid down his life for us, and we ought to lay down our lives for the brethren.
See that strong love right there. But who said it? Who finna lay? Who doing it? Will you do it? Will you lay down your life for your brother or your sister? I ain't talking about your same ethnicity. I'm talking about a different ethnicity.
Mm-hmm.
Go to this right here. First John.
First John
First John
4.
4.
19.
Yeah.
21.
Yes, ma'am. 4:19-21. Because he, well, you were just saying to Jeremiah, everybody is loving God. But everybody can't be loving God. Because if it was, this world wouldn't be like it is. First John 4:19. What did it say?
We love him because he first loved us.
That's beautiful. You loving him because he first loved you. All right, go verse 20. See what that say.
If a man say, I love God.
Don't everybody say that? Watch Sunday. How the church is gonna be full up. Everybody gonna be praising the Lord and be so happy.
Mm-mm.
Go ahead.
And hated his brother.
But we got hate toward each other. And it's all across the world.
Mm-hmm.
But it's understandable though. Because how did they people come over here and take over this land of America? They came over here to go to this land of America with their crosses, they musket guns, with their powder and they shells, right?
Mm-hmm.
And a good book in this Bible, KJV Bible, in the name of the Lord.
That
Either you gonna give up this land or we gonna kill you.
sound like the girl that went to Gurney Mall. She said she wanted the Gurney Mall to kill her in the name of Allah. And they took her to jail, and the judge let her out.
But this ain't the case. He said, how can you say you love me, but you hate your brother? We talking about all nationality, the peoples. Go ahead, what does it say?
He is a liar.
I'm so glad he said it. I didn't say it. You see what it say? He said, you a liar. Come on, what does it say?
For he that loveth not his brother whom he has seen, how can he love God whom he not seen?
How is that possible? How can you love something that you ain't never seen, but you see your brother every day, and you can't say nothing? You hate to look at him. Go ahead.
And this commandment have we from him,
What's the commandment?
that he who loves God love his brother also.
If you love God, you supposed to love your brother also. If this is the case, why we wouldn't have, if everybody were doing it, we wouldn't have so much killing, we wouldn't have this racism still existing, we wouldn't have the prejudice, people being prejudiced to one another. But let me tell you something. Colossians 3:25. Let's read that one. Because see, what you do ain't gonna go unnoticed. But see, what happens is when people get on their deathbed and then they want to start confessing all their wrongs that they have done, and assume that they're gonna be shoo on in into heaven. They want to get on their deathbed and call confessing everything that they done wrong and all that stuff come all out. Go ahead. Colossians 3:25, what they say?
But he that doeth wrong shall receive for the wrong which he had done.
You done wrong, you're gonna receive for the wrong that you done. You got to pay for that.
Uh-oh.
You trying to fool the creator and tell everything that you did on your deathbed. The creator know what's going on. He know if you being sincere and you man say he know if you being sincere. And he know what you been trying to do. See, we trying to be slick. What does it say?
There is no respect of persons.
Show you. He said ain't no respect to person.
Oh, okay.
What he say?
So y'all getting it.
You're all getting it. I don't care about your nationality. When I just see peoples. I see my children, my peoples that I've created. You all gonna get it. No matter what the nationality is, no matter what the skin color is, you all gonna get it. Because you don't have to pay for what you do.
True.
Either on this side or the next, or you sure gonna pay for it on the next side.
Yep. I'm not getting out of it.
Let's go read this Oasis real quick, and then 2 places in Oasis. We're gonna get up out of here. Let's read the Oasis. Let's go to the Oasis book 3. I asked my kids today, they been talking about Black History Month in their class? They said, what is Black History Month?
What?
We don't teach our kids over here to be hateful to other people, other nationalities of people, man. No.
Right.
32. And that's the thing, man. Everybody, everybody, you might have came from something like that, but don't mean that you got to remain there. People can change.
Right.
You don't got to do the same thing that your mom and your daddy did. Right? And you judge a person by their character. If it look like a duck and it walk like a duck, guess what it is? It's a duck. If it appear to be racist, it is. It is. Get away from them people. Get away from them people. We trying to do better with our life over here. We're not trying to go back. We're trying to go forward and progress. We can't keep on progressing if we keep on looking at in the past. What we can do is not make the same mistakes, though. Right? Not being so what's the word? Naive. Right? We don't want to be naive like these things ain't going on, because these things is going on and it's real. Right? So you do deal with the reality of it and what's really going on. But notice that everybody ain't like that.
Be aware.
Yeah.
But don't be a part of the problem, be the solution.
Be the solution to the problem. Exactly. Thank you. So we're going to read The Voice of Man, Book 3, Chapter 1, 32 through 32. 32 through 33. What do you say?
The people are continually destroying one another.
Man, what's going on in the world today, man? We continue to destroy each other. All ethnicity of people, bro. Blacks killing blacks, and blacks, whites killing blacks, blacks kill. Well, I don't know if blacks ain't killing whites. I don't know if there's a thing now. I don't want to lie and say that, but the whites killing, they is.
Everybody killing everybody.
Everybody killing everybody, man. I ain't gonna be. Everybody killing everybody, bro.
Now,
everybody killing everybody.
They ain't discriminating.
Everybody killing one. What the scripture say right here? The people are continually destroying. They destroying one another. Go ahead. This mouth right here will destroy. This mouth right here will destroy people. You might not be destroying people with that boom boom, that trigger finger, but you destroying it with this mouth. You're not be destroying it with these hands, these fists, but you're destroying it with these mouths. Man, why should you put your mouth on, man? Come on, what they say? What they say? Look what they finna say right here.
They quote.
They argue. They argue. They argue. What they say?
They quarrel and kill for their respective religions.
They They quarrel and kill for their respective religions. They argue and kill for their respective religions, their beliefs. Go ahead.
Setting aside your commandments.
Your commandments. You don't think these people that being racist? You don't think they believe in Jesus? They love Jesus. They believe in Jesus. We seen a movie a long time ago. A long time ago, they were racist to black people. They were racist to black people, and they was on their land. And the black man came on their land the day they daughter, messing around with their daughter. Them people said, "Look here, you came all the way down here and mess with the good Christian people and for the kill them people, kill that man, for the kill that man."
They said, you bringing this stuff to the good Christian folks?
They were racist. They call themselves good Christian folks. Racism. Go ahead.
You shall not kill. They love their own nation and hate all others.
Is this you? You hate all other nations. You hate all other people except your people. We as a people, we all messed up. I've seen in the white community, some whites don't fool with some whites. Some blacks don't fool with black. Some Mexicans don't fool with some Mexicans. Certain people don't like certain their own peoples.
Right.
We just all messed up, man. It's not even about, you know what I'm saying, this person like it. It's bad when you don't even like your own people that you come from. We all jacked up and messed up. Go ahead.
They set aside your commandments. Love your neighbor as yourself.
He said people setting aside his commandments. They set aside the Jehovah commandments.
Yeah.
Love your neighbor as yourself. But they all in love with God. Watch them Sunday. I'm telling you. Matter of fact, watch them on Saturdays. When they go to church on Saturday, just watch all the religious people go to church and watch it. They all loving God. Everybody so loving. But then they turn around and be so hateful and nasty to each other. Do racism exist? Yeah, racism exists, and it's real. We need to make sure we're not a part of, like my wife said, make sure we're not a part of the problem, but we want to be on the right side of the solution of the problem. What else 33, go ahead.
They preach and pray in sufficient truth. But not one of these people practice peace, love, and virtue.
They're going to church tomorrow, but ain't nobody practicing peace. Nobody ain't practicing no real love and virtue. Go ahead, what does it say?
In any degree equal to their understanding.
People ain't even trying to understand, don't even want to understand. I hate you, and that's what it is. You stay on that side, I stay on this side, don't come across my street. Go ahead.
These religions have not saved from sin any nation or city on the whole earth.
Ain't no, all these churches, all these different beliefs, ain't now one of them, it says ain't now one of them save anybody from sin. Sin is supposed to be the major factor, ain't it? Ain't now one of them religions and beliefs save anybody from sin? Because as soon as you go into the church, you go in as a hated man, a person that hates, and you walk out as a person that hates. You know how I know? Because as soon as you get in your car, you leave the church, and somebody crossing in front of your lane, watch them give them the finger.
Yep.
And call him everything but a child of God. It just came out the church. My wife, I was just talking, she was telling me about somebody had got baptism. I said, hey man, when they in church and doing all this stuff like this, she said, well, they got baptized, but they went down a wet devil and came up a wet devil.
Went down the devil and came up a wet devil.
Or something like that, yeah. Yeah. Everybody said, I'm telling you, everybody said they love God, man. Loving who they serve, whoever they serve. But ain't nobody, the whole world ain't getting better. You look at the whole world is getting worse, y'all.
It is.
The world getting worse.
It is.
Where we at? Let's go one more place. Book of Judgment. We almost out of here, family. Book of Judgment. I just want to have a free speak about this Black History Month. Whether you agree with it or disagree, what we talking about, that's the choice up to you. You know, everybody have their own mind, have their own ideology of the situation. So, but that's where I'm at with it. I definitely want to be following the Creator the best of my ability, doing what He put out for us to be doing in this world. I can't continue if you keep being angry and hostile and feel a certain type of way. That's gonna wind me up in a bad situation. 33.
Book 32. Why are you in book 33? Book of Judgment is book 32, baby.
Oh, 32. Book of Judgment.
Yeah, you're in the book of Discipline.
Book of Judgment. 33. We're gonna read 33. We're gonna read verse 10 and 13. We're gonna skip around. 33:10 through 13, and we're gonna jump back up. Go ahead.
Now I, your God, O man, declare this judgment to you.
So he gonna declare this judgment unto you. What he say?
Sorry. Because your wisdom has surmounted the corporal barriers.
Your wisdom has surpassed the corporeal barriers, right? The physical barriers. Your wisdom have expanded, right? Go ahead. Surpassed it. Go ahead.
The ocean between you and your brother.
See, the ocean would divide. The ocean that's exists here, right? We all live on. Certain people live on certain continents, certain parts of the hemisphere, and we divided by the waters. Go ahead. So that's what he said. He said we as people are divided by the bodies of water. Right? Go ahead. You and your brothers. Go ahead.
It is fitting and proper that your soul surmount the barriers of prejudice against your brother.
You should stop being prejudiced against your brother. You should surpass the barrier of prejudice against your brother. The hatred against your brother. Prejudice is a barrier. What is prejudice? Prejudice ain't doing nothing to you but hurting you. It's hindering you. It's blocking you where you should be going, where you should be headed to. Racism is a blockage, is a barrier. You never gonna get where you need to go if you continue this way. You never gonna get where you need to go. It's a barrier, it's a blockage. Verse 11, go ahead, what it say?
And that instead of making laws against him.
Making laws against what? Your brothers and your sister. Stop making all these laws against your brothers and sisters. Go ahead, but what?
You shall do the opposite of this.
You should do the opposite of making these laws against your brothers and sisters. But what's the opposite?
And throw open the place of your
No, it didn't say
habitation.
that. Yes, it did say it. It said you should throw open the place of your living quarter. Your habitation is where you live. You should open up your house to your brother and your sister.
Mhm.
Go ahead.
And your soul
Uh-huh.
and your love
Uh-huh.
to receive your brother,
What?
godlike,
Uh-huh.
and with open arms.
And ain't nobody running with open arms. Ain't nobody got no open arms. Everybody got their arms shut and closed.
Mm.
Out of service. Closed for the remaining of the day, whatever you want to say. But they say you supposed to be what? Open arms to receive your brother. Every nationality supposed to be like that toward each other. Look about the world. If the world was like this, the world would be a better place, boy. But everybody ain't doing this. Go ahead.
Do not flatter yourself that you can turn aside or set backwards the seasons of the Almighty.
Uh-huh.
Where you do this, affliction shall surely come upon you.
He said affliction gonna come upon you if you don't do this. If you don't be if you be prejudiced and racist. Right? If you keep being prejudiced and racist, it says affliction shall surely go come upon you. You reap what you sow.
Mm.
You might not reap it right now on this earth, but I'm telling you, as soon as you cross over, you're gonna be in trouble, buddy.
Mm.
You just think about all them doggone slaves that you had and that you mistreated. You think those slaves ain't gonna try to get back at you?
Mm.
You killing folks out here. You think the person that you kill ain't gonna try to get back at you? Man, the afterlife is say, man, I'm telling you, you better read the afterlife and don't watch me. It's real. You got some things to think about. Go up to verse 8. Read that. We're gonna come back down to verse 9, and then we're gonna get up out of here. 33, 8 and 9. 33, 8 and 9. If not, I think I went over some afterlife or afterlife lessons. I'll probably be online. Probably can go back and look at some of that. Go ahead.
In Cosmon I come, saying, be brethren upon the face of the
He
earth,
said, I come, and I say, be brethren up on the face of the earth. Go ahead.
and upon the waters of the earth.
Go ahead.
These are the legacies I bequeath to my children.
These are the legacies I want for my children. That y'all be brothers and that y'all be sisters without prejudice, without racism, without hatred, envy, malice, jealousy.
Mm.
Go ahead. Verse 9.
Be a help and a benefit to one another.
It said be a help and a benefit to one another.
Mm.
Be a help and a benefit to one another. Go ahead.
Judging wisely regarding the differences which circumstances and places of habitation have developed in the races of men.
Judging wisely regarding the differences. Judging wisely regarding the differences with circumstances and places of habitation, the places of living, have developed in the races of men. We're supposed to be a help and a benefit to each one, helping each other, making the right, wise decisions regarding the differences and circumstances of each one's living arrangements. Because they have developed in each race of man. But what we do, be hatred to each other, envy, prejudice, jealousy. Ain't now one of us ain't got nothing.
Man.
But when you die, it's all over. It's a wrap, buddy. That's the end of the lesson. That was free speech. Talked about that was just a free speech Black History Month. Anybody got anything to say? I just had a couple scriptures to back it up to talk about it. So we went over Bible Decoded Part 9. Went over Bible Decoded Part 9, dealing with the Hebrew Israelites, right? Dealing with the words, right? The origin and the source of these of this Hebrew Israelite words, right? And there's also been so-called a nationality for people, right? So we dealt with that, and then we talked about a free speech just toward Black History Month. Anybody else got anything that they want to add, or anything they want to say before we get up out of here? No, we need to get this video and audio stuff situated. We need to work on trying to get that fixed, so we won't lose the audio and the visual. Hopefully you heard something, you've seen something was said that made you be a better version of yourself tonight. Because that's what we strive to do. Help each and every individual become a better version of themselves on every level of their life. Right? Knowledge is the power. Knowledge is the power. And when you feel like you have learned all that you have learned, that you can't grow, you can't learn no more, what's the purpose of you being here? Ask yourself that question. Each and every one of us learning something new each and every day. Should be learning something new each and every day. Anything before we get out? We're gonna get ready to close out with the prayer. Thank you for joining us with us. We'll be back here, I believe Saturday morning. I think we're doing Saturday morning. Next Saturday morning. And so we'll see you then. We pray for you. Please pray for us. And also pray for the Kenya family that we have been working with. We got big plans for the Kenya family down there. So we're working diligently on that as well. If nothing else, we're gonna get ready to pray on out.
And when thou prayest, let it be after this manner. Jehovah, who rules in heaven and earth, hallowed be thy name. And reign among men. Sufficient unto me is my bread. And as much as I forgive those that trespass against me. So make thou me steadfast. To shun temptation. For all honor. And glory. Are thine. Worlds without ends. Hallelujah. Praise the Creator. Praise the Great Spirit.